An hour? What am I supposed to do with the mad scientist for an hour?
You know, tamper in God's domain.
Oh my God!
That's
man.
how we started.
Man, what a way to kick off the show! What a way to kick off, I guess, the Mad Scientist summer.
RJ was just telling us about how he projects on everybody else.
I don't project. Yeah, I kind of do. Anyway, but we're going to start before we, we're not going into the therapy session or anything like that. What I was going to say, though, is a good way to start the summer of the Mad Scientist off is none other than to kick it off with the big box office attractions.
Wait, when is summer? What exactly?
The first official day of summer, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is like June 20th or something like that.
Oh, so then we're not in summer.
You're right. But
we're still in spring.
But we're starting the summer box office weekend up. There we go.
I'll tell you one thing I'm super excited about. Yep, we'll get to that. Well, we can talk about that. But don't let me forget about my thing that I got yesterday that I am very happy about.
What is that? Did you finally get your bonsai plant?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Finally, the bonsai plant has come to me.
So what does it look like? Did you take pictures of it?
Not yet. I was going to take a picture of it yesterday and take a picture. I got to kind of finish pruning it a little bit to get it to, and I got to, there's some other stuff I got to buy. I got to buy some wires because I want to wire certain branches to grow a certain way. And this is my first one. Yes, I bought a fucking expensive one. Not super expensive. I wanted a more mature one because I wanted to have the actual feeling of having a bonsai. Because some of these joints, you buy these little ones.
Okay.
And it's like, oh, well, I could have fucking done that. I am doing one. I'm growing one. Shout out to Christina 83 Funny. She gave me some thing you can get on eBay that comes with seeds.
I see.
And I keep forgetting the name of that fucking plant, and I don't even know how to say it. So I want to.
Is it like a starter kit per se?
Yeah,
okay.
but it comes with the seeds. The seeds have germinated. I have them in a pot next to my patio door, and they're like little baby,
like plants,
little sproutlings. And eventually it'll grow into a tree, but like they're babies. And my big tree, which is a bird of prey plant. Like that's a house plant. They kind of sit next to each other, so they have company.
I gotcha.
But hold on. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Let me look up this other one so I can remember what the name of it is. But you can talk while.
So while Jared is looking up the bonsai, I guess tree beginner kit.
Well, the tree that I bought is about 14 inches tall. It's a juniper, which is basically like a cedar tree.
Okay.
It's kind of like the basic one. Like if you ever watched fucking Karate Kid, that's like kind of what those look like.
How big does this plant expect to grow exactly?
Well, they're bonsai. They're supposed to be miniature trees. It's the what? Hold on, I gotta look up this other one. Fuck.
I wouldn't know how to spell that either. So I'm not of any help at this moment. But Google is our friend, and it is your friend as well.
I don't even know who the camera is on right now.
That's okay. Don't worry about that. But while Jared types that in, to kind of roll into a little bit of what we're going to talk about today. It looks like Jared has successfully pulled this up. All right, so we're generating the bonsai tree.
Right, so it was on you the whole time.
It was it? Okay, that's good. That's fine.
So. And again, I don't know how to say this, but it's whatever. Do I need to make that bigger? So
if you don't mind making it bigger, I can make words out, but I can't.
I know you're getting old and you can't see.
What is that?
He didn't deny it, guys. Just by the way,
the Jakarta Nada.
I can't say that. I need to listen to the fucking pronunciation. Eventually, I will.
It looks like Jakarta Nada. If I had
to
Nada or something of
Jacaranda.
Well, it's
Jacaranda.
It's a form of bonsai, also known as the blue Jacaranda. And there's another word that I can't. This is like the worst Google thing ever. It's got like 8 words in the first sentence.
That's
that I can't
the Latin
speak.
of it, bro. Chill.
Okay, all right. So basically, it's a dwarf tree native to South America that has fern-like leaves and purple flowers. Its members and family can be grown in containers in small yards. Here are some tips for caring for a bonsai.
Which I need to keep this up because I need to actually go. But anyway, so this is my baby one. It's like a little sproutling right now. I had 2 or 3 of them actually germinated. So they're just sitting there, and then it got cool again this week. So I think it's kind of fucking up the growth a little bit. But anyway, that's that one. And well, maybe we can have a couple pictures so you can see what they look like when they're fully grown. So that's when they're blooming. And they will only bloom in the spring, obviously, but
that looks like the Shinmu tree to me.
Well, I mean, similar.
It's
like this is like these trees are probably like this is probably like a 25-year-old tree right here.
With that one right there?
Yeah.
And that's obviously at size too, because I can see it's in a little container.
I get let's put it this way: that one that I just sprouted, for it to get to some of these way that some of these look, maybe not this one. I probably won't be around for it to get to that.
That's why we'll find
that's why
a
I
caretaker to maintain it.
Yeah, if it's a nice tree, somebody will want to buy it. If it's long, or if maybe I donate it to some fucking whatever. But then the other one that I got is not a full grown tree, but it's a 14-inch, about 14 inches, and it's hold on, I can see if I can Google it real quick. It's on you.
Pull up a kind of a scale version of what Jared's referencing. So 14 inches is a little over a foot tall. So I'd say it's probably like.
So I didn't get a wide one like these. Hold on, let me put it so everybody can see. I didn't get a wide one. Now, I could over time create it to be that way, but actually, now that I think about it, it looks more like this one.
Now I was actually going to say,
but that's a Japanese elm. Actually this is the company I bought it from.
Okay.
They're cool. That's actually a nursery. It's not like one of them things you buy on fucking eBay where it's like a what do they call it, a plant broker or whatever. These people actually have a nursery. Why can't I go back? Oh, because it opened up here. But anyway, mine's about that tall, but this is the actual tree that it is, and this is the same company again. So for me to get it to grow into like this shape, I have to prune it in a way to make it look like that.
I gotcha.
Like, because if it was if I didn't touch it, it would just grow anywhere. And you would never be able to see the trunk of the tree, because that's part of being the bonsai. You have what they call the clouds or whatever.
Okay. 10%
like,
off your first order.
Like these like layers, like that's like one cloud, and then so you have to trim it the way you want it or prune it how you want it to grow. And it's, I don't know, it's a little art form. It's a little fun little fucking thing, and I'll take a picture of it and send it to you.
All right, nice.
I looked at it before I left, and I was like, oh, okay, I kind of did a decent job pruning. I got to do some more pruning tomorrow.
So I guess moving forward, periodically throughout, the show's history and moving forward with the show, we should see some progress on this plant, which should be very exciting for a lot of us.
On both of them.
Oh, yeah. So this is going to be pretty neat.
And I'm probably going to buy a different, because since we're on this page, I really want, and they're very expensive, what I really want is, hold on.
Maple bonsai trees.
Yeah, I want a Japanese, look, this is a fucking $150 tree right here, bro.
It's really cool. It's got
Japanese maples look fucking tight, and that's a baby. Like, if I showed you a full-grown Japanese maple bonsai, you'd be like, "Oh shit!"
That is pretty neat, though.
These are kind of not rare, but pretty dope.
So, just out of just random curiosity, how do they come packaged to you? Like, is it like packed tight enough to where it doesn't damage the leaves, or?
Well,
I know it's like a random
question. The seed one just came in fucking. It had the pot, and then the soil was in like this compact fucking thing, and you fill it with water until it expands. So basically, that's your dirt.
I gotcha.
And then you put the get the seeds out. You have to put the seeds and soak them for 24 hours so they kind of start to wake up or whatever.
Yeah.
Then you put them in the dirt, and then they're supposed to take 1 to 3 days. Mine didn't take 1 to 3 days. They took a little bit longer than that, but they've grown into something else. So now I have to do the research on what do I do next. Should I take them out of the pot or should I just let them sit in there? I mean, they're not old enough to, like, for the roots to have overgrown the pot that they're in.
Yeah.
So like, there's no point in moving them. I just got to keep an eye on them, keep them watered. But what was your question? I forgot. Packaging. Okay.
Yeah, well, just how
So
you
this one
received it, I guess.
it came in a package. Came from UPS. It's funny. It came from the same county I used to live in California, and I was like, oh shit, I think I may have been to that fucking nursery before because I've been to a bonsai tree nursery before, but I couldn't remember where. But then I saw pictures of it online, and I was like, oh wait, I think I've been to this place before.
Okay.
Anyway, so it came in this box. The UPS guy dropped it off, knocked on the door. I was there. So I picked it up, put it in. And the box was pretty big. I mean, it was a 14-inch tree in there.
Yeah.
And it was wrapped. Once you open it up, it had this cardboard thing around it. And then there was a white box on the bottom that held the pot. Because it's a ceramic pot, and you don't want the dirt flying all over the place.
Yeah.
And then, so I had to figure out how to get it out without yanking on the tree. I didn't want to pull the tree on the fucking, with that heavy ass pot. So got it out, unwrapped it, and it was fucking wrapped just to keep the moisture in for the soil and all this other shit. So yeah, that's how it came.
All right. Pretty fascinating shit.
And it says perishable on the front, so people don't really fuck with it, but it probably fucking was turned all upside down in the truck.
Yeah, just bouncing around all over the place.
But there was no problems. The packaging was perfect. So.
Oh, that's good. All right. So if you guys are feeling a bit crafty, go out and get yourself some bonsai.
No, don't do it if you're not gonna fucking take it. So, like, this shit takes care. It's like a pet. Like any plants. Like, and even my bird of prey, which is as long as you keep it watered and give it sunlight, it'll kind of take care of itself, but you also have to prune it, and I've had to prune it a couple of times, and it's. You saw it when you were there. I think I got it a few months ago.
More than likely, I did.
But it's bigger now.
Nice. All right. Well, I'm happy for you, Jared.
It looks healthy. It looks healthy and green. That's all that counts. As long as it's green and healthy.
The lab rats are happy for you, and just being. I guess having that level of responsibility, it's good for everybody. Makes you take care of something, and then it might tell you to take care of yourself. Who knows? Might teach you.
Kind of. I probably take care of the plants better than I take care of myself.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? Us as humans, we tend to take care of things better than ourselves. Like, I feel like that's...
Empathetic people do that.
Well, I know not everybody's wired the same, so I do agree with that. But that is a very fascinating kind of thought process when it comes to that. But regardless, I think what's ultimately important is the thought process of our good friend Tom Cruise, who's not here with us today because he's filming another movie.
Yeah, relax.
I'm just saying.
The way you said that, though.
He might be on the show someday. Who knows?
Yeah, but he was like, who's not here with us today? Like, he was gone.
Well,
we do not want that to happen right now.
No. I wasn't even trying to put that in the air. So we're going to move forward.
That's what it sounded like.
So Jared and I took the liberty upon ourselves to go to the theatrical place known as the movie theater a little earlier this afternoon to check out the quote-unquote final installment in the Mission Impossible series.
Which, I don't know on that one.
Nah. Well, I'm convinced that as long as Tom Cruise is alive, he's going to make movies.
There you go again.
Nah, I'm just telling you. As long as he's alive, he's going to make movies. But the cool thing about this showing is me and Jared were, I guess, kind of, I wouldn't say treated, but a little surprised.
Yeah, we were surprised.
By the type of screening we went to. So, obviously, we go to the same traditional movie theater that everybody goes to. Not an IMAX screen, just normal screening. And halfway through the previews, the walls light up. Yeah, the walls light up.
Headache. Talking right into that bad boy.
So the walls light up with more picture. So it basically expands the picture in the room to make you feel like you're really in it.
Yeah, like that very first part, when they were talking about the entity or whatever, like I started to feel like I was spinning in there, and I was like, whoa, this is kind of fucking surreal.
Yeah, and you're telling me, somebody who just had drank like copious amounts of THC syrup.
You didn't get that much, motherfucker. Shut up.
I got enough. I got enough to do the job.
Yeah,
but so we're watching this movie, and two, there are select scenes in the movie which I think is really cool, really smart, to really immerse you into that specific scene. Now, with Tom Cruise, obviously, we're big fans of his. Again, the guy can't do any wrong when it comes to making movies. This movie was badass, dude.
Yep.
This was an impossible mission, and it was
definitely impossible. And that's why I don't know. Some of the audience was annoying the shit out of me. I kept saying, I was like, let me save this for the fucking podcast.
Yeah.
And it was the demographic threw me off. I don't know why, but there was a lot of older people in there.
A lot of old people.
I guess because they maybe grew up with the TV show, and I saw the reruns, and
maybe they're big Tom Cruise fans.
And that's probably that too. As I was watching, I was thinking, I was like, yo, he actually brought this fucking franchise, this thing, to a whole nother level. Because I remember watching the TV show, like in 15 seconds, this message will self-destruct, and it was like this little reel, fucking tape recorder, and I was just like, bro, he brought this shit fucking 30-some years ago, and just said, fuck it, I'm gonna bring it back, and turn it into this fucking insane shit. Like, he's like one of the greatest stuntmen of all time now.
Dude,
how are you the regular fucking actor guy, and you're one of the greatest stuntmen of all time right now?
Dude, the stunts in that movie, one, there is so much to kind of, because one, the movie is literally just a little under 3 hours long, so it is a long film. Put it this way, when they got to, and this is going to be spoiler-free for those who haven't seen it, when they got to a certain point, again, I'm just going to say underwater. Okay, I'm just going to say
just
that.
Say when they got to a certain point.
Yeah, I was like, oh, the movie's about to finish. And no, dude, there was like another good.
Where did you get that idea?
Well, I didn't think it was going to finish like right then and there, but I thought there was going to be maybe like another 20 minutes leading into, the finale.
I was like, no, we're in the middle of this fucking bad boy.
Yeah.
This is only half of the mission right now.
Yeah, so, and then we get into, I guess, the third act of the film, which was great. And just obviously you can tell Tom Cruise is a fan of planes, obviously.
He can fly everything.
And so just
you know how many fucking pilot's license he has?
Probably more than I ever will.
Oh, yeah, 100%. That's easy because you won't get one. What are we doing right now?
I was just taking a sip. Go ahead. Continue.
Not into the mic.
I didn't mean to do that. Go ahead, please continue.
What the fuck is going on here? We were on a fucking podcast, and this guy's sipping like he's fucking goddamn, I don't know, in a Diddy party or some shit.
No, God, please.
Yeah, but fuck, man. You threw me off.
What? I didn't do anything.
What was I talking about?
Well, we were talking about the movie. We were talking about his stunts. You were talking about his pilot's license. And,
yeah, he has, like, he can fly pretty much any fucking plane on the planet.
That's pretty cool, though.
It's, like, I'm sure he's got a commercial, because everybody was like, oh, yeah, fucking John Travolta, he has his fucking commercial plane. He has a commercial plane. I'm like, no, this dude can fly anything. F-18s, fucking everything. And he fucking got numerous fucking skydiving fucking credentials. I saw an interview with the chick, the French chick in the movie.
Yes.
I forgot her last name. I can't pronounce her last name. Palm, whatever. She was on Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, no, Jimmy Fallon. And she was talking about how she was like, yeah, I want to learn how to skydive. And Tom was like, yeah, well, I'll take you and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, 25 jumps later.
Yeah.
Like, she's a legit, like, skydiver now. And she's like, she was on the show. She was like, yeah, as of today, I've done 239 jumps. And, like, I'm like, what the fuck? This
Yeah.
you know who she plays? She plays the chick with the antennas in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
her.
All right. No, that's
She's legit.
no. She is legit.
Yeah.
She's got a good role.
Mhm.
She's in both films, or in one film, one TV series, or series of films and series of TV series.
Those are movies.
Yeah, those.
What the fuck? Are you okay? Yeah, you're high.
I am. And no, but so we're going through the movies, and you were talking about the people in the theater. I will say the only person that annoyed me was the chick who decided to hold up her phone with their light on.
Yo,
When we first started to experience like the side,
I
wall
thought
view.
you didn't notice that.
Well, I had. Well, dude, she's sitting right behind me. There's one. It looks like it. At first, I thought it was like the projector.
I
right?
thought it was the
Yeah,
projector
I thought it was
too,
the
and then I
projector.
looked up and I was like, what? And then
So
All
when
right.
you turned around to your right, I kind of turned to the same, and then I just saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, oh my god, like,
and then she's like,
yeah, this generation.
and then this is what do you mean this generation? This bitch is old.
Oh, she was old. I
she
didn't.
was
See, I didn't
old.
see. I did not see the person that was
And
doing
then
it.
she's like, and I'm looking up, and then she looks at me and sees me looking at her. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And she fucking turns the other way and then puts it away. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And then the motherfuckers that was sitting over here, the bitch came up, another old person came up, like talking. Like, bitch, I don't give a fuck if this is the previews. I want to see the fucking previews.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes
then-
they're the best part of the movie.
And then these idiots were laughing at the wrong time in the movie. And I'm like, and people were laughing at weird shit during the whole movie. I'm like, what are y'all laughing at? There's nothing funny here. This is a very tense situation.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
like my heart was like fucking going the whole time. That's how fucking intense this movie was.
Dude, the movie is dope. A lot of big action. I wouldn't even. Well, there's a lot of action.
That
but,
plane scene is fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude. It went.
You
for
know
like,
he really did that?
Yeah, I know. And then it went for like 20 minutes. It's like, and I'm like, oh my god! Eventually, this thing's gonna run out of gas or something. You know, like.
That shit was insane.
No, but
And I love that dude, that actor, the guy that played Gabriel.
yeah,
He was one of the people in Ozarks. He was the drug cartel dude. I love him as an actor, bro.
the thing is so this is actually the first movie I've been to in a theater in a little bit of time. But
Not me.
But I will say this, man.
What was the last movie I saw? No.
Sinners, right?
Oh yeah, Sinners.
Yeah.
I saw.
What I was gonna say though is and this is a big stretch, and this is just me feeling all good about going to the movies. Is that
Telling you, you're gonna get you're gonna get the bug now. I was telling my cousin. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just talking to my cousin on the phone. He was like, "Man, I ain't been in movies in a minute." I'm like, "Look, once you go back, you're gonna get that bug, and you want to go. You're gonna want like you see a movie you want to see. Like, you know what? I want to see that in the theaters. People, look, to save movie theaters, y'all, just go to one movie that you want to see. I guarantee you'll be like, you know what? I do miss this. And I guarantee you'll go back.
Yeah, no, dude. Like, it really kind of sunk in while we were watching the previews, and then we've got 3 gigantic films coming out in July. We've got the Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the new Superman movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got a new Jurassic Park movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
I want to see all 3 of them.
yeah, and right then alone, it's like, oh my God, this is like a summer of legit blockbuster movies.
Oh, not to mention, the only part that fucking killed it for me was Jared Leto was in it. But Tron Ares looks fucking amazing.
yeah, that's
The
in
new
October.
Tron movie. Yeah, that's in October. The new Tron movie, folks, looks legit.
So, I was sitting there and we're watching the previews, and obviously the movie theater has been obviously very obsolete since COVID took over.
They're definitely trying to
But
do things.
I will say, with the exception of going to see Maverick with you, today was the first time I really felt like we were at the movies and everybody was going to see it, even though theater wasn't full. The theater itself had enough patrons in it for other films.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, you know what?
Oh yeah, Lilo and Stitches this weekend, so a lot of
so
people were here.
A lot of kids going out. The pools are opening this weekend. Happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody, by the way.
Yeah.
And so, like, I really felt like I was going to the movies. I didn't feel like me and you were just going to go sit in an empty hole somewhere and give our opinion on something. I really felt like I was at a film, like I was at the movies.
Yeah, if the film is worth it, then and I think people. Here's the other thing. I think with people going back to the movie theaters, I think people know when the filmmaker cares about the film. Like if they like Sinners for one, you can tell that they put their heart and soul, like the entire cast and crew put their, like they made a piece of art that they want everybody to see. And I think moviegoers now, they're like, look, I will go if I know that they put the fucking effort into this movie.
Yeah.
And of course, Mission Impossible is gonna do fucking great because it's fucking Tom Cruise, number one. Number two, they know that he's a filmmaker. He loves film. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's a fan. Like really, for first and foremost, he's like, well, if I go to the movies, I know what I want to see.
Yeah.
And that's what he gives his audiences. And even before the film started,
he did that for Maverick too, though.
Yeah, but for an actor you don't see that very often, if at all. You know, especially in a theater.
He has that power too. He can do that.
Which is a cool thing, and I'm glad he's using it for
what we're saying. Tell him what we're talking
fans.
about.
Well, so we're talking about.
He does an introduction at the beginning of the movie.
So Tom Cruise, we just saw the new Mission Impossible movie.
When did they know that?
Oh, so he basically did a brief, maybe 30-second introduction before the film started, saying thank you for coming to the theater. That movies are obviously a huge part of his life and are going to continue to be, and basically thank us for being a part of it and viewing the movie the way it should have been. And that's where that whole kind of Screen X thing came in.
Oh, not so much the Screen X. He said seeing it on the big screen, which I think that's what.
Well,
he
ultimately,
meant.
You're right.
Yeah, because first of all, we didn't even know we were getting that fucking. I didn't know. I only saw when we saw the preview for Jurassic Park. I didn't know we were gonna get that for the movie too.
I thought that was like a teaser for that film. Like
I didn't get that impression, but I mean, you did. I didn't get that impression. I thought it was like that's how they were gonna do Jurassic Park. So I don't know.
But it's just really cool to see, and the fact that again, man, that Tom Cruise just goes out and makes just something fun to watch, totally worth the ridiculous price of admission. Unfortunately,
I wouldn't say that.
It's not ridiculous. It's modern times. We've gotten over it at this point.
You're about to turn people off if you say a ridiculous price.
No. But if in anybody else's defense, to where they can come and be like, well, RJ, you could just pay $26 a month and get this, Regal Cinema.
Yeah, I don't. But there's not enough movies that I want to see Like I know somebody who has that.
Yeah.
And there's not enough movies that I want to see where I want to fucking because the people who have that, they're just going to see whatever, and I get it, but they're just there's some movies I don't give a fuck about.
No, I agree.
I don't want to waste my time to go to them. Like I get it that you have, that's fine. You love going to the movies, that's cool. I want to see quality. I don't want to see no shit that I can just watch at home. Like I'll give you a perfect example. Somebody who has that, they came to me, they was like, oh yeah, Minecraft was great. And I'm like, I watched it at home and I was like,
yeah,
it was all right.
Yeah, and going to the movies is, again, an experience in itself. So you really do want to go get your money's worth of what you're seeing, especially if you are coughing up a little bit of money for a ticket or some refreshments or whatever the case may be.
Oh, that's the expensive part.
And it's wild, but the cool thing is I'm glad I went with you, and I'm glad we got to see a really, really good movie. Because like, have we ever really gone and saw a bad movie together? I don't think so.
Because we pick good movies that we know are going to be that are worth seeing in the theater. You don't just go to see. I don't want to go. Again, I don't want to go to the movie theater to see Minecraft. Like I'm not going to enjoy that.
Yeah, and again, something like that in particular obviously has a target audience for it, but
or any of the movies that like could potentially have just been on Netflix. Like, why the fuck I can watch this on Netflix?
Oh, here, a good example. That very first preview they showed with all the magicians with Woody Harrelson and
bruh.
Yeah.
pass. Hard pass.
Yeah, so
I'll wait till that shit comes out on DVD and wait 2 more years before I watch that movie.
Yeah, so a movie like that is something where it's like, hey, I'm intrigued enough like to maybe view it, but spending $20-$30 to go sit down and watch it is a little different.
And like I told you in the theater, I was like, that's not a movie. Just because you have a bunch of stars doesn't mean it makes it a worthy movie to see. What was it? Zac Efron. Lawrence Fishburne, not Lawrence Fishburne. Morgan Freeman.
Woody
Harrelson, and somebody else.
A younger crowd of folks.
Well, I wouldn't expect to know who they are. I'm just saying of the people who were well-known actors and actresses. Anyway, I'm not going to see that in the theater. And if anybody fucking suggests it, because I know who you are, I'm not going to see that shit in the theater. I'm sorry. What was it called? It's Now You See Me, Now You Don't?
Yeah, or something like that. But it looks like a sequel.
Hard pass.
I think like the first one came out when I was in high school or some
no
shit.
There ain't no sequel. What do you
I'm
mean?
telling you. There's a magician movie in it. I'll have to look it up. I'm positive.
I never heard of that shit.
Well, yeah, because it was probably just one of those one-off movies you saw on the weekends and then
It was trash.
Never watched it again kind of thing.
Don't even want to talk about it anymore.
But you know what I do want to talk about, since we are talking about the movies and everything, is as we were going into the theater, I held the door open for somebody, and you were, and potentially rightfully so, saying, RJ, I don't know why you stood there for so long holding the door open.
Because I thought you were right behind me, like, so we could get this shit fucking situated, and then I turned around, and this motherfucker's still at the door. I'm like, what are you doing at the door?
Well, as you were going in, and the door was opening, as I was turning this way, I saw them like through my peripheral, but I kind of like quickly gauged how far they were. I thought they were a little closer than they initially appeared.
They were fucking 50 feet away.
They were like at Bonefish. They were like...
At least you fucking recognize that now. They were fucking far.
Yeah, I could have
This motherfucker held the door. Like, I could have fucking held a stopwatch. It was like 35, 34...
Well, at the same time, I'm in the thought process of like, when do you not hold the door open?
Fuck them.
It's common courtesy.
They know how to. Look, first of all, they were on a date. He can open the door for him or for her.
This is true.
It's 2025. It could be a him too.
We don't know. We don't know.
Either way, he could have held the door for her. That's his job. Don't do his job for him.
Yeah, this is true. I don't know. I just what in your guys' opinion, how far away does somebody have to be before you say, you know what, fuck it, I'm not holding the door, they can get it themselves? Is it 2 feet? Is it 3 feet?
Bro, I stopped holding the door for motherfuckers a long time ago. If you're not right next to me, I'm not holding the door for you.
And that's a very reasonable argument.
Because you got arms just like I got arms and legs. Unless the person's handicapped. Then I'll fucking do it. But the fuck? Okay. I look back, I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
So
you're not an usher. You don't fucking work here. Are you okay?
Well, we'll say within arm's length is the reasonable amount.
That's what I said.
Well, I know.
A couple feet.
Couple feet. With
not fucking 80 yards.
They looked a lot closer initially.
You could have been fucking Tom Brady and thrown a touchdown pass to them motherfuckers.
Possibly. But
80-yard touchdown pass, guys.
They weren't as far, but they were far enough to where... But the thing is once you commit to the act of holding the door, you have to keep holding it.
No, you don't. Nope.
I can't hold it for 3 seconds.
Matter of fact, I did it. I stopped at the store earlier. I did the same thing. The guy looked like he was going to... And first of all, he was going out the wrong door. And then he looked like he was going to hold the door for me. And I walked in... And I didn't even pull the door. I was like, all right, you're going to open it, then fine. But then I held it a little bit as he walked by. Like, he was trying to hold it, and I just held it. And he walked out, and I was like, thank you, and then kept walking. Like, bro, we ain't got time for all this fucking... What are we talking about? Why are we even holding the door for more than 2 seconds for somebody?
This is true. It's just it's a very good conversation to have.
You got to analyze situations a lot deeper than you do, I guess.
Well, that's true, but at the same time, once you're in the process, I was already holding the door. I can't stop holding the door.
You could have.
I could have, but
I would have been like this. Hey, y'all take it too long.
Well, did you know what the worst part about it is?
And then it probably took their fucking sweet time even getting there once you opened it.
So hear me out. But the thing is if I would have let go of the door and then it's got that slow, just swinging close.
He still has an arm.
I understand that, but I would have had to have watched them
No, you don't. You continue on about your fucking day.
Could have just watched the door close, and then
why would you watch the door?
Just saying, it would have been just slowly going in that one motion,
bro.
Rocking.
Let the door close. We needed to buy our tickets. You saw me walking away, and I turned around like, no, this shit's out of order. This bitch is taking forever, fucking trying to get her ticket. I'm walking over there to buy my ticket. I don't got time to waste with these fucking slow ass, dumb ass people. Leave them. Let's get our ticket and let's move on with our lives.
Well,
they'll be okay without you holding the door, RJ.
Right.
And you know what? They probably didn't even thank you, did they?
They did say thank you.
Oh, my God.
But, I mean, I would like to thank. Well, now here, put it this way. I wouldn't have made a big deal about this.
I didn't see no thank you.
Well, because you're already buying your ticket.
Yeah, because I'm the smart guy here.
All right. Well, the cool thing is at the movie theater, they allow you to, while you purchase your ticket now, to get your, I guess, concessions at the same time. I thought I had purchased an overpriced
If it works.
Yeah, if it works. I thought I had purchased an overpriced bottle of water. Luckily, I didn't. And then I purchased an overlarge soda, a small, which was like the size of like, this. But that's all you need. She was like $8. Oh, my God. But it's all good. It's all good. Got me through the movie. And then, the one thing I will say, though, is when you I know you got yourself a hot dog and everything.
I just hadn't eaten. I didn't want that. And I knew they weren't going to have anything else. Like, I ordered a hot dog and fries. Oh, our fryer doesn't work. Oh, my God. Do y'all motherfuckers ever having anything work? And then trying to buy a beer in that motherfucker. I'm just going to start going to the ABC store across the street and fucking sneaking that in and just getting a soda, because that's much better than, can you buy alcohol? Can you sell alcohol? Can you sell alcohol? Like, bro, you don't have no adults in this fucking place? Like, who's running the fucking hen house out there?
Yeah, I know, dude. This movie's rated R. Like, who's allowing you inside?
All the movies are, it doesn't matter. There should be somebody there, because there's adults there, and obviously the adults don't necessarily want to have fucking kid beverages. They want to have adult beverages.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Even the whispers in the crowd that we were with, somebody's like, oh, here, my beer's right here. Like, I think having
fucking couldn't stand the motherfuckers next to us.
Oh, the people sitting next to you?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, maybe I got lucky this.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, hiccups. Maybe I got lucky this, this time around, like, because I was like on
You
the
didn't
side
hear none of the shit that was going on? I heard it here, up there, over there.
Well, no, I heard people talking, but if they were saying anything like the people directly next to you, I may have heard like one or two things, but the closest people to my right were like 6 seats down, so I didn't have I had like a lot of space next to me.
Bro, there was a lot of space in between, but there was a lot of fucking chit-chatting going on.
And then there were those people that fucking made the family get up in front of us before the movie started. They were like, yeah, you're in our seats.
Well, no, they were in the wrong seats.
I know, but they were like, what's the alphabet? Isn't this L or J or whatever the fuck?
Everybody was retarded.
It's crazy. You meet some dumb people in society, dude. Like,
Bro,
they didn't know the
There's a
alphabet.
lot of dumb people there.
There are letters on the floor, Jared, indicating which row it is.
I don't know. They were like,
Maybe they thought they could get away with sitting up closer 2 rows from.
Yeah, but when you buy the tickets, you can see what tickets are not available. Like, just because, I don't know. They're just retarded.
It's wild.
And yes, I said that word. I don't give a fuck. Fuck y'all.
Movie goers, use common sense, please. Please use common sense. It's always good to take a piss after a movie. That one guy almost ate shit in front of you walking to the bathroom. The guy that walked into the post that tripped over.
Yeah. I didn't think you saw it.
Oh yeah, that guy almost ate shit.
He was a big dude. He would have fucking fell so hard.
Yeah,
he would have fucking tripped and fell into the wall.
Probably put a hole in it. I mean, the guy was a pretty sturdy-looking individual.
I didn't think you saw that.
But I will be in this guy's defense. Like, that round base, you would think it's just round at the bottom, but it's obviously on the gigantic square block.
Be more aware of your surroundings. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I'm always aware of everything at all times.
I rarely trip, bro.
I can't remember well, here, what would you consider, like, tripping? Like...
You know what tripping is. If you almost fall on your face, that's tripping.
I would say the most recent time that maybe I came close to that was actually going up my stairs.
Oh, I fall upstairs a lot. But I've done that pretty much my entire life because I try to go so quick, so I misjudge the level of it. So that's how I always trip upstairs. I always trip upstairs. And my mom used to make fun of me. Oh, you tripping up up the stairs, I was like, I'd rather trip up the stairs than down the stairs because down you're going down.
Yeah, I've fallen downstairs before. No fun.
Yeah, and she's fallen down before.
No,
down the stairs before.
Whatchamacallit? No, but it's like that when, like, especially like your socks, especially if you got like that fresh pair that just glides across carpet, you know, and you're going a mile a minute, dude. You could potentially be. It's a recipe for disaster, possibly.
You just gotta take your time as you get older, I guess.
Which is fine. But I would say I was going up the stairs and I was maybe 3 steps away from the top, and I guess I misguided my foot, my plantar foot, where I didn't put my toes
Plantar fasciitis.
Down all the way, and it slipped, and I kind of like almost head planted a wall, and then my sister was laughing at me. She was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you, dude?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know, dude."
My mom's fallen. I remember I was still in school, and she would go to work before I even had to get up because she worked in D.C. But I remember one day hearing this thump. She fell down the stairs, and I don't think you've been inside my mom's house, but there's this wall where the bathroom is at the front door, and then the stairs. She had all this shit around her shit, and she was rushing. She fucking fell down the stairs, and the fucking crack is still there.
Yeah.
Hit her head on the fucking corner of the. I think that's where some of the shit today is happening from. And never got treated. Hit her head on the fucking corner of that shit, and still fucking. I was like, "You all right?" Because it woke me up.
Yeah.
And she was like, "No, I'm fine." Blah blah blah. She's bleeding and shit. Fucking still went to work. I'm like, "You're insane, bro."
Yeah. No, I've very rarely, but I've hit my head a couple times. With that, but at the same time, just I guess gauging how fast you're going up the stairs is take your time. It's not going anywhere. You're in wherever you're at.
I fell on stage, like coming up on stage in Austin before. It was very humiliating.
That's okay. If anything, people will remember you for it. Maybe not in the way you want to, but it's also how you recovered from it as well.
Well, there's so many comics in Austin, like nobody's gonna remember that. I was going up the stage, and it was raining outside, and there was a fucking drip of water going onto the stage, which hadn't affected the stairs, but the stairs were like uneven. So I'm just going like, oh, they call me on stage, and I'm going up, and I fucking go up, and I fucking misjudge one step, and boom, boom, boom. And the bucket that they had just put there that was catching the water leaking, fucking threw that shit off stage.
Dude, that's like
it was so fucking insane.
Hear me out though. That's one of those things where it's like when it's like that cause and effect. Like once it's in motion, you can't stop it. Do you know like when you're walking through a door and then like your hoodie gets caught on the handle and you're stuck and you're all irritated and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that. It's like, are you all right? Jared's having.
What is that?
That. That is a flying insect of sorts here.
I don't know what kind of flying. Now I lost him. He's on the wall. Oh, it's a stink bug. Okay.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Oh,
Let him stay there. Let him stay there. I just don't want it to be a wasp or a bee or some shit.
I was going to say, Jared, because if that was the case, we will see you guys next week.
No shit. I mean, we're not too far off. We're only 10, 13 minutes away.
No, but how should I put this? How should I really put this?
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
You don't know what you're talking about?
No.
You're talking about falling upstairs.
Yeah, well, I put it this way. I think what I used to do, though, back in the day, though, is I used to take my old mattress from my bed and I used to ride it down the stairs into the wall like an idiot.
You're a fucking weirdo.
What do you, dude? I'm a kid.
Kids don't do that. Did you get my other picture that I sent?
Yes, okay. I did. I did receive said message.
I wanted to talk about something that I sent you.
You did send me something. I did watch it. Oh, my God. It was Sesame Street on Netflix.
No, we talked about that.
Yeah, but you sent me a TikTok, and it was like
Yeah, bro, I sent you 3 TikToks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because, okay, so Sesame Street is going to be on, this is what I want to talk about. So, this administration, whether you hate them or you love them, You know, I'll let you decide which side you should be on. Anyway,
Big shoes. Big shoes.
fucking this guy is cutting funding to PBS because PBS and NPR because first of all, he doesn't like anybody that won't say what he wants them to say, which is fascist, number one. And if it has anything to do with any quote unquote woke or DEI stuff, Sesame Street has always been woke or DEI. If you've ever watched any episode of Sesame Street in your entire life, which most kids in America have, it's always been woke or DEI. I watched the clip from the Sesame Street TikTok the other day. They had this kid. It was a black kid. He was just rolling down the street in his neighborhood, and he kept seeing all this weird stuff. And this guy comes out, and he's like a jazz guy. And he was like, I'm lost. How do I get back? And so there was this whole song. I forgot the exact word to the song. He was like, basically it was just go back the way you came, and everything that you saw on the way here, follow it on the way back so you get back to where you want it. He said it in a fucking song way, and I don't know how. But anyway, these are just lessons for kids. And the kid happened to be black, and it was just whatever. But that's Sesame Street the entire time. That Sesame Street has been for people in poorer neighborhoods and like less fortunate people. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's public access television. It's PBS, public broadcast system, funded by the federal government since its inception. He's cutting the funding to that shit. So, as a result of that, Sesame Street has worked out a deal with Netflix to play all the or I don't know if it's I can't remember if it's all the shows or some of the new ones, but anyway, they're gonna even if it's all of them and new ones, they're gonna get paid from Netflix to do that, to show those on Netflix. So that's giving them a global reach now, not just in America. That's giving Sesame Street a global reach around the world, which guess what? Gives America more influence around the world.
Yeah, I would think though.
Hold on, I'm not done.
Right,
Give me a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then, because they're getting their funds cut, Netflix is gonna pay them. So now, hey, guess what? They got their funding, and they don't need the fucking government. Fuck off. I guess that might partially be where he was trying to go, but I don't think he intentionally thought that was gonna happen. Either way, it's still fucked up to be trying to get rid of stuff because you're afraid you're no longer the minority, or the majority, I should say.
No, what I was going to say is I would think at least something like Sesame Street would already be on a relatively global scale.
They're not. Public access, it's only America, bro.
They got to at least know of it. I'm not saying that they have.
Yeah. This is your American bias, thinking that nobody, Sesame Street's not global.
No,
it might be in some countries, but it's not.
No, and again, I agree with you. I'm not saying that I don't, but what I'm saying is I would like to think at least, even if it's not shown in every country to some degree, that people have some knowledge, know of it.
They might know Elmo.
Okay,
Elmo is global. Maybe
or,
Cookie Monster and Grover, maybe. Other than that, I doubt it.
No, and that's fair, but my whole argument, I guess, if that's what you want to call that, it was just that I feel that even if it's not broadcast there, they have some idea of what it is.
Idea is one thing. I'm saying they are now going to get the full influence of what Sesame Street is.
Yeah, I got you. I got it.
I guess you got it. You didn't do any research, but that's okay.
I always do research. Research the Earth. I'm wondering when it's going to become round again.
Oh, the other thing is there's this thing Google just came out with. It's very expensive. It's called Veo 3. Basically, it's an AI that creates video and dialogue. And I've seen some wild clips. I sent you one. You didn't obviously look at it, but
well, I saw one the other day in reference to this where it was literally a whole interview of some guy interviewing a chick on the street in some city somewhere.
Yeah, that was the one I sent you, fucker.
Then, what's crazy is then I saw it elsewhere.
No, there's been a few. There's a few different ones going around.
But it looks just like anybody watching this stream or on YouTube, it looks literally just like it.
You can see some differences. Like because we've been on Earth long enough, I could look at mannerisms of a person, and we know how a face moves. Yeah. I saw one the other day, and the guy was like yelling, and I could see that the facial structure was moving in a way that isn't natural.
So it wasn't like in synchronization, in a sense.
No, it's not. Again, this is early stages, but it was a movement that I saw, and I was like, that's not I could tell it wasn't real.
Yeah.
But the shit's going to become insane. And then there's a series of that's on TikTok. The guy is whatever he's putting in there, basically they're crying out of like, oh, this is because of prompt. I don't believe it. Blah blah blah. And it's different like perspectives of different quote unquote people.
Okay.
And how they feel about being just prompts. And it's kind of like really fucking weird because like it's basically making them look like they're sentient. I don't know if you know sentient.
Yeah, sentient being, yeah.
And they're like aware of the fact that they're just prompts. And bruh,
it's like some Westworld shit.
Westworld, or a lot of people in the comments were comparing it to Black Mirror. Like, we live in Black Mirror right now. Like, it's pretty wild, bro. This Veo 3 on Google, I suggest y'all start looking that up and checking it out because it's about to get wild.
And speaking of wild, before we wrap the show up, I want to encourage everybody, because it is Memorial Day weekend, I am proud to announce the 3rd annual Memorial Day weekend Rank Grind, brought to you by none other than the Dope Man himself, me, the Dope Man.
How is it 3rd annual? You never even announced this before.
Well, I actually did it the last 2 years just as a joke, but I realized that I have another Memorial Day weekend, and why not kick it off with the 3rd annual Memorial Day weekend Rank Grind?
It better be, well, first of all,
that's how you got to
relax. It better be in your fucking title, because if it's not, then I'm going to fucking... I'll never watch you ever again.
It's okay. It's all right. So I want to encourage people to do that. I want to encourage everybody to look forward to my upcoming review.
You know what we should... You know what I didn't do?
What is that?
Fuck. We can simultaneously broadcast, basically. Like, I could put your name in the title, and it would show on your shit, too.
Oh, yeah, that'd be really cool. No, but very, very excited to do that because we got the holiday weekend. We got that one extra day off that 9 to 5. Woohoo! I mean, who doesn't love that? But I think it's my personal responsibility, as even though Jared hates it, is to remind you guys you can catch us anywhere you get your podcasts. That is Apple Music, Spotify, all that good stuff. Every Monday at 9 a.m. sharp for the visual on YouTube. And every Saturday around 6:30 p.m.-ish live here on Twitch. I mean, what is not to like? This is like the best fucking podcast there is. And we're slowly creeping up to a very, very milestone episode for us.
Shit, we didn't even start really planning for that shit. We thought we did, but we didn't.
We love you guys. That's what Jared's trying to say.
I'm talking about planning for 300.
300? We need to get Gerard Butler.
We say some wild shit that doesn't even, like, it's not even feasible.
I mean, dude, this is for Sparta. And we will see you guys next week.
That movie fucking sucks. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
I thought we were done.
Who said we were done?
I don't know. Like 15 minutes ago, you were like, yeah. And like 10,
I said 13 minutes. It is not even.
I don't know.
It's only been 10 minutes.
Oh, well, fuck. Well, you didn't stop me going through my spiel either. So you normally stop me.
Well, yeah, because I don't know. Fine, whatever.
No,
we're done now.
I don't know.
Under an hour, great.
Here, hold on. I know what to do.
What?
I know what to do. Hold on.
Where are you going?
So
if it requires you getting up, then we're done.
I am not getting up. Nor do I want to get up. We've been sitting like half the day, if you really think about it. No.
Speak for yourself.
All right.
I have plants to take care of, sir.
I like that. Bonsai. Do you know, I was telling you before we started the show that I've really become fond of Seinfeld. It's a funny show. I like it a lot.
It's cool. It's all right.
It's just something that
you can only watch it one time.
Yeah, no, but it's something that I just randomly have discovered. Even though I've seen it before, I don't know what it is. Something about it has just drawn me into it.
What is it with y'all and watching old shit over and over again?
Well, I've never really watched the whole thing as a series.
Oh, I thought you had already watched the whole thing.
No.
I did that few years ago now.
I've seen
Remember when I was watching it?
Yeah,
I went through the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, so I've seen a good handful of episodes throughout my life, but I've never actually sat down and watched the thing as a whole.
Oh, okay, that's different.
Yeah, so
fine, whatever. But don't ever watch it again after that.
I mean,
it's not. Trust me, you're not gonna want after you've seen it in a row. You're not really gonna want to watch it again.
Yeah, I mean that's like at that point it's just like background noise. You know, if it is on, it's not something you watch.
I'd rather watch something else. That's why I just turned Twitch on, and that's my background noise.
Okay,
Mystery Science Theater 3000, 24/7. Whoop, put that bad boy.
Well, I mean, it sounds like a good way to fall asleep.
You don't even know about Mystery Science Theater.
I know of it. I'm sure I've seen an episode or two of it in my life.
Young bucks, guys. Young bucks.
Yeah, youngins out here.
That was great TV back in the day. Like, you could mail in. They had a P.O. box. Even if you watch it today on Twitch, it'll be like, a P.O. box, blah, 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 Minnesota, blah, blah, blah.
Do you think it's still valid?
Nah, I doubt it.
It's funny, when I do kind of go back and
the
watch,
guys are still a part of it. Like Joel Hudson, the creator of it, is still part of it.
What I do find funny, though, is when I go back and watch some on occasion, like an older wrestling event, and they'll have like that 1-800 number at the bottom, but then they'll have a little disclaimer under it, and like, do not call this number, no longer valid kind of thing.
They don't have any of that shit. But that's because wrestling is, I don't know, way more.
I never did anything like that as a kid. Obviously, my parents wouldn't allow something like that. But I'm kind of curious as I got older, and maybe Sean would know. But like, if you did call that number, like exactly what occurred, like what happened, who did you speak to, what did they talk about? I'm just kind of curious about that. I'm sure I could Google it and find some answers on the internet.
Google it. Why would he know?
He's a wrestling fan.
You're a wrestling fan.
I
and
know,
you don't know shit.
But that there might be something in wrestling that he knows and that I don't. It's very possible.
I guess.
Which is, in theory, is very probably slim to none when it comes to certain things.
I don't know. This guy jerks off to that shit.
I've never done that. Well, you know what?
I would probably guess that you probably have too.
No, not at all, Jared.
He's lying, guys. See you next week.
I'm not lying, folks. Turn the camera off.
You so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio skulls all day.
The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab.
You can't have an opinion on something that you haven't even tried.
Exactly.
The merit scientist